Okay, we're going to do another one of those dodge and burns with the gradient mask. This time we're going to just do it a little bit more quickly and show you another option. So here's the photo that's up here. We're going to use the same exact technique. So we begin by selecting the entire image and then do select and save selection. And again, no need to title it. We're going to go over here to the channels palette and you can see it brought up that alpha channel. So the very first thing I'm going to do is make that alpha channel visible, highlight it, and I want to darken the sky up here. So again, to refresh your memory, we're picking up that gradient mask, we're going up here and making sure that it's foreground to transparency, and we're going to be using the linear gradient tool. So over here I'm going to come and place my gradient tool inside the photo and draw a line that I think is going to give me the kind of mask that I want to create. And there you see the red, and that red area is pretty close to what I want to darken, so that's good. Once we've created that mask, we highlight the RGB, we hit select, load selection, we're going to click the invert box, and there you see the marching ants have now changed. Instead of the entire image, it is just that upper. Okay, so there is our mask in place. There's the marching ants around that area. And now what we need to do is turn the visibility off on Alpha 1. Go to Image, Adjustments, Levels. And I'm going to now just darken up that corner as I think I'd like to. I like that the sky is starting to look considerably darker, which is good. And I think I'm going to probably leave it about right there. And as soon as it accepts that, we will now deselect those marching ants. So I'm going to hit select, and well, actually, you know what, I'm just going to hit Control D. There we go. Okay, so I made that darker. Now as I'm looking at this, we can apply the same technique in another mask to achieve another result. So I'm going to now create a mask so that on this left hand side I can lighten it up just a little bit. So again, we're going to start by going select all, and then select save selection. No need to name it. Notice now it's called Alpha 2 and it's set below the Alpha 1 channel. We just want to left click on Alpha 2 and drag that up so that it is right below this RGB channel selection, because that is the channel that it's going to load for us. And we're going to turn on the visibility there. I'm going to grab that gradient mask again, and now what I'm going to do is I am going to draw this again to try to create what I think is going to be a gradient mask that's appropriate. Obviously I've made a mistake here, so we're going to have to back up. Yeah, remember when we draw this gradient mask, we should see it in red, and the mistake that I made was all the way over here in the channel palette. I did not select the Alpha 2 channel, which is why you see it in black. So I'm just going to hit Control Z to undo what I did. Now I'm going to highlight that Alpha channel. Again, grab our gradient mask and draw what I think is the line that I want. Alright. It's not getting the top of the tree up there, so I am going to draw just one more. So let's go ahead and redraw that graduated mask. So we better get the area that I want shaded. I'm going to do something like this. That's good. I wanted to get most of the left hand side, so I'm going to highlight the RGB up here and hit select, and then load selection. We'll invert it, and again you can see now the marching ants are only around the selection I want. I'm going to turn off the visibility on Alpha 2, and again I'm going to go to Image, Adjustments, Levels. This time though I just want to lighten that area up just a bit, so we're going to do it just a little, just so that I can see a little bit of detail in that tree trunk. Not a lot. That's our starting point right there, and we're just going to pop it over a little, maybe something like that. So you can see that this whole technique you can apply multiple times. I mean, I can also, if I wanted to, do it one more time and just darken up perhaps a little bit of that grass in the foreground. And you can see while I'm talking, I'm actually going ahead and going through the steps again. It's made an alpha 3 channel. I'm going to slide that up so it's underneath. We'll highlight that, grab our gradient mask, bring that up some like so. There's our red, which is good. Go to RGB, select load selection, click invert, and our marching ants are going to change just to that red area, which is great. Turn off the visibility for alpha 3 even though the marching ants are still there. And image adjustments levels, and now we're going to make that just a little bit darker as well. So what we've done here is we've used this technique 3 different times on the same photo. We made the sky a little bit deeper blue up here. We made the foreground grass a little bit deeper and richer here. Lightened up our tree just a little bit, and all of this in the hopes that it's going to help bring a little bit more attention to the kind of area that we want right in here. So now all you have to do is just get really creative with this technique. The real benefit to using this one again is that there's no easily discernible line where we went ahead and made changes. So unless you were maybe a very experienced Photoshop technician looking at this image, you would never be able to tell that we've gone ahead and made those changes. Good luck.